1, 2, 3. Yeah, good enough.
Close enough. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Welcome, everyone.
I'm
Shut up,
shit.
Nick.
Okay.
I'm doing my amazing intro.
Introductions.
Introductions.
You need to like put some drums in.
Okay.
Okay.
What kind of drums, though? Like bongo drums.
Yeah!
So
Bongo drums.
Get the bongo drums going for the intro. There we go, intro done. Let's play Destiny.
Let's play Dynasty. You have to join me, because...
I will, I'm just checking the Ron Boner. Right. Welcome to the first ever podcast that we are doing. Titled The Boltcast, because I'm quite clever with my words like that.
And because it's all about you.
And because it's all about me.
You fat fudge hole.
Ooh, I can get a shader. For 7,500. Fuck that shit.
It's a lovely cold Wednesday the 18th of February.
February. The month of Valentine's.
Did you get anything for Valentine's?
No. No one loves me.
Well, there's a surprise.
Did you get anything for Valentine's?
My soon-to-be wife did not buy me anything for Valentine's.
What a bitch.
Though I bought her a llama.
That is very kind of
well,
you.
An alpacaso.
Alpacaso? You bought her a Picasso?
No, alpacaso.
You are such a nice...
You need to bring a picture of an alpacaso up. It's a fluffy alpaca.
Okay.
And it's rainbow coloured. And she's named him Alan.
Have I not got the pictures of those on my phone?
Probably have.
Isn't it enormous?
It's huge.
Yeah, you sent me the picture of it.
It is bigger than my dick.
Anyway,
I didn't get a gift, so I bought myself the new Nintendo 3DS Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask Edition,
which I also have a picture of.
For myself.
For yourself.
Because I knew no one would buy it for me.
Well, that's kind of... Maybe that's the mindset I should have had because I want that Mr. Chief figure. I should have been like, no one bought me anything for Valentine's.
No one loves me.
I'm going to buy my own Valentine's present.
Everybody hates me. Yeah.
I did. I got a watch.
A watch?
Yeah.
From what? From whom?
From whom?
Mm-hmm.
I got it from eBay. But it was £120 and I saw it on eBay for 50 and I was like, yeah.
What make is it?
Nemesis. Like him that goes stars in Resident Evil 3.
Does it have his face on it?
It has a proper pretty face right on the watch face.
So can we have a picture of a watch with Nemesis' face in the middle of the watch?
Well, of course you can, because it's my watch.
Okay then.
Anyway,
it's kind of like me getting my Master Chief one for my birthday.
Master Chief watch.
Yeah, I got a Master Chief watch. I've shown you.
Have you?
Yeah, it's the one that's got the blue and orange face, and it'll change its colour depending on the light.
No, you've not shown me that.
Oh, I'll send you a picture.
Did you show me that when I had zero interest in Halo?
Well, it was my birthday, which was like, only a month and a half away.
No, you didn't send me nothing.
Yeah, I'll show you.
It's
Mr. Chief's watch.
Anyway, let's start the podcast. We're going to start with some video game news.
Yeah.
The stuff that is trending at the moment, February the 18th, and the biggest news is Bethesda hosting their first ever E3 event for 1 whole hour. What are they going to announce?
For one 60-minute segment.
For one 60-minute segment.
Well, if they're not going to be able to do a lot in an hour, especially at E3.
But they could say quite a bit about one game.
Yeah, and everyone's like fapping over this possibility of the one game.
I want the one game.
I know everybody wants the one game, but at the same time, you've got to sort of, what's the word? Be apprehensive and not get your hopes up.
Yeah.
Because if there's one thing the video game industry likes to do is likes to kick little fanboys in the fat vaginas.
Is this speaking from experience?
Yes, many times. Getting excited for a game and then it's like the biggest flop ever.
Yeah, but the thing with Fallout, they have done it every single year.
Yeah.
Bethesda will do something, and then it'll be like, oh my god, it's going to be Fallout 4! They're going to announce Fallout 4! They said it about 3 years ago, they said it 2 years ago, they said it last year, they're saying it now.
Yeah.
But it's gotta happen at some point, because Fallout 3 was a massive
Yeah, but do they
success.
have to do Fallout 4? Because at the end of the day, Fallout 3 was such a success. New Vegas, I didn't like New Vegas that much.
Yeah, but I love New Vegas.
I know you loved it. But I'm saying like Fallout 3 has just got such a. Everyone loves Fallout 3. I don't think there's only one person in this world, apart from the fact that it glitches all the time. But that's also
it's part of its character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But that's what I liked about New Vegas as well. But Fallout
Vegas
3 did have the better world. There was always something.
And the better story as well.
Yeah, there was something around every corner. You could just do something.
Yeah.
New Vegas didn't quite have that.
No.
There was a lot of nothingness.
Yeah, they were just riding on the success of 3, thinking, oh, we can just put any sort of, not any sort of game, but really any sort of game. We'll just expand a little bit on Fallout 3, and it'll be an instant hit because everybody loves Fallout 3, and that's not necessarily the case.
No, but I did love the little changes. There were little changes, and it did make it a little better. I've always loved the setting, the Nevada desert and stuff.
Yeah.
That's always been like a thing of mine. I've always wanted to go there, so it's kind of nice to sort of experience it in a way, but with guns and
with guns
and
actually not having
the
to be in the Nevada desert.
But it was the same thing, which is a disappointment in a way. It was just Fallout 3, but in a different place.
It was basically Fallout 3 DLC expansion.
Yeah, with its own expansions afterwards.
Yeah.
Which I have yet to play. I've played some of Fallout 3's.
I've done all the Fallout 3's.
Well,
and to be honest, I thought the expansion for Fallout 3's were amazing.
Yeah.
But the thing was with Fallout 3, for me, I'm just gonna drink my tea.
Okay, you drink that tea. You drink.
I'm so cold. Fucking Scotland's cold, man. For me, right, I rode the hype train for Fallout 3, and I remember going into when I was in Northern Ireland, and I didn't have that much money.
Yeah.
At the end of every month, after I paid all my bills, I probably had the best part of 25 quid spare.
Yeah.
But I was riding the hype train for Fallout 3, and when it came out, it was between. I think it was between that and Burnout Paradise. I think it was the 2 games that came out that month.
Yeah.
Or they weren't that far apart, and I was having to hum and ah about which one I was going to get.
Yeah.
And in the end, I chose Burnout Paradise, which I'm not going to think that was probably the better choice for me.
Really?
Yeah, I love Burnout Paradise.
Man.
It's fucking awesome. But yeah, so so I chose that, but then like literally I thought, do you know what? I really wanted to get Fallout, so I actually fucking took out a loan.
To get Fallout 3?
Just so I could afford Fallout 3.
Yes, you good man.
It was only like 150, for like an advance on the bank, and they didn't really generally did that. But I was like, look, I'm fucking broke.
Yeah.
So I bought it, and then I played it, and I just because it's not like any other RPG. You know what I mean? It's basically like, well, it wasn't really an RPG. It was like it was a completely different.
It's a hybrid, isn't it?
Yeah, to what I was used to.
Yeah.
So I'm running around in first person shooting things, and I'm thinking, I'm not getting this RPG element. I haven't got a clue what's fucking going on.
Yeah.
And then after about, I think it was 2-3 months, I just gave up. And it wasn't until 2 years after I actually got back into it and actually understood the game, because my housemate Dan at the time, he was the one that fucking showed me.
Yeah. Well.
But then when I figured, when I figured it out. Fucking loved it. Especially like the VAT system was such a brilliant addition. Like it's
different, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, you can play it as a first person game, or you can actually do fucking use the VAT system all the time and invest heavily in the VATs. Yeah.
To make it just like a turn based.
To make it an RPG, to make it RPG based. Yeah. Definitely.
I'm gonna roll back the years now.
Oh Christ! Says the guy who's like, you know.
I know. I'm like
a baby.
I'm 7 years younger than you, but still.
I know.
I'm not young anymore. I am reaching my mid-20s now.
I am a big boy.
It's slowly becoming real at work because I remember being
surrounded by young'uns.
Well, I remember being that 16-year-old at the leisure centre, and I was the new boy, but it was full of all the old contracted ones, and back then they were old. Whereas now, I'm the experienced one, and all of these other 16-year-olds are coming through, and I'm the one that has to show them the ropes.
Yeah.
Except for recently, we've had a 28-year-old join us, which is quite a
blasphemy.
It's quite nice. I can have a normal conversation with someone because we've got some special people at work. And if anyone from work is listening to this, I'm not really sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but you know you're special. You got to be special to come to that place. But yeah, when I was, a bit younger than 16, I wasn't well into video games. In a way, every year I would get. Well, there was always one game, just one game I would get every year, and that was the wrestling games, because I loved my wrestling.
No, I'm sorry. After No Mercy on the N64.
Yeah, but this is the thing. I never had that.
No.
I wasn't into the wrestling when I had the 64. But again, like I said, I wasn't well into video games.
SmackDown on the PS2. Was it PS2 or PS1?
PS1.
I can't remember. Aye, that the first one was alright, but it was not on par with No Mercy. Man. No Mercy was fucking awesome.
Well, that was the first one I ever played, and that was when first ever match I watched was The Rock against Shane McMahon in a cage match.
Oh God.
And then Triple H came in with his cast and sort of spoiled it for The Rock or something like that. But that was the first one I ever watched. My dad recorded it for me. He was like, "You should watch this. I bet you'd love it." And that's what happened. So I watched that. I sort of fell in love with it. And then the game pretty much just come out when I started. And then we had a chipped PlayStation. And I mean, I ate chips with my PlayStation.
I ate chips with the PlayStation.
And he got me SmackDown, and I loved it. So because that was the first wrestling game I ever played, that became the norm for me. So I didn't know about No Mercy. I've played it since, but
it is the better game.
Well, I'd still say I prefer SmackDown, but that's because that's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
So since that, I then got all of the wrestling games since. It used to be every Christmas. That would be my present, the wrestling game. The wrestling game of the year.
SmackDown 14, SmackDown 15.
I think I got it up to... I kind of stopped after 2007, I think. It's the one with Triple H on the cover. It's a white one. That was the last one I properly got. And then they started... Then the PlayStation 3 came out.
And they did the wrestling classics. Do you remember that?
No.
The classics with the older wrestlers had Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant on the front.
Oh,
don't remember that one.
No, I didn't play that one. But anyway,
yeah.
I did since get I think 2009, and then I got 13 because it was cheap. And there was
the only reason you buy a wrestling game now is because it's cheap.
I sort of had that that itch to play it again. I wanted to see what it was like
with the people that you don't know who's wrestling.
Yeah, that was the thing. I didn't know anyone. It's kind of good when they add the odd legend in, because now the fucking legends are The Rock and Stone Cold, and that just makes me feel really shy.
Makes you feel old. What about me?
Yeah, but
I was watching WrestleMania 7 and 8 the other day, and
you've had the chance to feel old. Now I'm getting it for the first time.
I've had the chance, you cheeky man. Just because I was your age when I met you.
Well, anyway, yeah, don't say that. Anyway,
that's bad, isn't it, man?
Back to Fallout.
Yeah.
Because these are the only games I played, like that, Resident Evil when I was growing up. Never bought them. We just had them, so I played what we had. I was never interested in getting anything new. And then the Metal Gears, because I fell in love with them, I would always get the next one that came out.
The Metal
That was my collection.
Yeah.
Sports games, and Metal Gear and Resident Evil. So
Which, to be honest, you could have had a hell of a lot worse games.
Could have had a hell of a lot worse, but I was so happy with them.
Yeah.
I could replay them all 50,000 times, and it didn't bother me.
Yeah. And to be honest, I'd be quite happy with them as well. Again, to be honest.
You don't like Metal Gear though. You keep making fun of it.
Well, yeah, I do, but I do. But the thing is, I know and I respect the fact that it is such a large game and it's such a large universe, and the games are, they are tactical in a sense here, and that's something that I can't have because I'm quite thingy, like logical and tactical in life. But when it comes to video game, all I want to do is just run and gun.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to think, and I don't mind like having sneaky parts in the game and that sort of stuff. But
that's
the whole game, I can't.
The beauty of the first two, you don't really need to be stealthy. They added that. Well, no, trust me, you don't need to be in the first two. First one, it's easy to just run around without being seen.
Whereas, I don't know, because I actually used to. I mean, I played it on the PlayStation when it was out on my mate's chipped PlayStation.
You ate chips with it?
Yeah, chips with it. And we played it, and we always did like the first level where you came out the water and you went around and up the lift and that, and then we pretty much just kept dying because we didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
Okay.
I mean, this is like three 13, 14-year-olds that have played video games since fucking all their life sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then it came out on the GameCube in the remake, the Twin Snakes, and I bought it thinking, right, I'm gonna play it. I'm thinking it's gonna be exactly the same as the first game. It's just gonna be updated graphics and blah 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 blah. And then I played it, and I got to the same point that I did when I was younger, and I still couldn't get past it. So I had to use a guide. I actually went into the shop and bought a guide, and I remember the guy, like when I bought the guide, he just looked at me and went, "It's a classic. You don't know what you're doing." And I was like, no, I fucking don't. That's why I'm buying a guide. And I just remember that. And I remember everyone in the shop just like turning around and looking at me. I was like, oh shit, man.
See, I loved it from the first second. And I think I got the game. If you know what I mean? So I didn't have much trouble.
I'm not disputing the bad games and that. It's just for me, it was just something that I could never. I never got into it, and I just find it funny how the stuff that he's done in the past couple of years with like the 0 hours and then 4 and that all the fanboys are like, oh my god, no, why can't you do it like the old ones? And it's just like, just get with the times, man.
Yeah.
If you release 6 games that were exactly the same, they're not gonna sell.
Well, it annoys me when people have a go at Ground Zeroes because I don't know why people were expecting a full-on enormous game from him when he's said from the start it is a prologue.
Yeah.
And I think
that's why it's £5 in the shop now.
Well, yeah, but he's made it really clear, Kojima.
Yeah.
The Phantom Pain is going to be excuse the French, a fucking massive game.
Yeah.
And it's because it's so big, it's taken him so long to do.
Is that the one you can ride the horses?
Yeah.
Awesome.
You can just buy Red Dead for that. But
well, no, it's the fact that he's actually thought, do you know what, I'm going to put horses in. Why not?
Well, he's not just done that, he's made it open world.
Yeah.
Which is,
it's not linear.
Yeah, which is something I was never expecting from a Metal Gear game. But it annoys me that Ground Zeroes was amazing. Just for one story. He could have just released it as one story, that's it, just a demo. Yeah. But he's given you extra side missions and stuff to do, which is nice.
Yeah.
And he doesn't charge a full price like what they're going to do with Battlefield Hardline.
Yeah.
Which, everyone,
Which we played.
Which we played, and we did have a bit of fun with it.
But, all in all, it's still Battlefield.
Yeah, but we never played 3. Well, I played through the campaign of 3. Yeah. And then I sold it.
I must have played it at some point. I might have played 2 then. I don't know. But obviously when I signed up on the PlayStation, it was coming up with my alternate fucking login name.
Yeah.
Then I'm thinking, fuck, yeah.
But all the fanboys are saying it is basically a massive. Not even a massive. It's just an expansion on Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't be charging full price.
No.
But they are making something different. It's just
We enjoyed the heist.
yeah, but I'd buy Payday before Battlefield Hardline, if I'm being honest.
To be honest, yeah,
Yeah,
through and through. Payday 2 was an absolute fucking awesome game.
it was a good laugh, wasn't it?
That you started and you didn't really carry on with.
Well, here's the thing. Going back to my story of when I used to be, I didn't care about games and stuff. I got the PlayStation 3, and that's when I started to broaden my horizon a little. We saw an advertisement in the newspaper probably a few months after the PlayStation 3 came out. I never even gave it a second thought about getting one, because I was still happy on the PlayStation 2 playing my wrestling games and stuff. And there was an advertisement in the paper, PlayStation 3 with MotorStorm and Resistance Fallen Man. And we thought, why the hell not?
Yeah.
So we bought it, and my mind was blown when I played MotorStorm.
Because MotorStorm was awesome.
Yeah, but I'd never really been into racing games proper. I played Gran Turismo and stuff the odd time. I used to help my dad on Gran Turismo 3.
24-hour ones.
Yeah, we never did the 24 Nürburgring 24. Jesus Christ, no. So when I played MotorStorm, because it's actually a good game as well, it wasn't just different.
No, it was. I had so much fun on that.
Yeah, but it looked amazing as well. And then it also revived my love for Slipknot, because it had the Before I Forget track on it.
Oh yeah, so it did.
Which was like my favourite Slipknot song ever. So when I heard that again after a few years, I was like, oh my god, they're so good. So yeah, then I slowly started buying games a little more than these, because I was a bit older now. I was allowed to buy my own stuff. I used to go on play.com. I used to buy things for myself.
You're a big boy.
But naturally, I got Metal Gear 4, which was at the time, one of the best games I've ever played.
With older Snake.
With old Snake. That annoyed me a little bit, because he's still Solid Snake and they have to change it. And they've done it again in the Phantom Pain. They've changed. Do you want me to blow your mind? Are you going to be able to tolerate this?
I think.
So Metal Gear
I
1,
can handle it.
1 and 2, you get Solid Snake. 3 is Naked Snake. Solid Snake's daddy. Big Boss.
Is that the one that we were playing?
That's the one. Let me get to that. Metal Gear 4, you play a Solid Snake who's known as Old Snake. Peace Walker, which we played, is
Piss Walker.
Yeah, an older Naked Snake who is now Big Boss. So he's not known as Naked Snake in the game, he's known as Big Boss.
He's the bigger boss.
But he doesn't want to be called Big Boss, he wants to be called Snake.
Why does he not want to be called Boss?
Because he's the one that killed the boss, and he's got the guilt, hasn't he? So he doesn't want to be known. He earned the title Big Boss from killing the boss, who was like his mentor. Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zeroes. I'm sure he was just known as Big Boss in Ground Zeroes. In the Phantom Pain, he is going to be known as Venom Snake.
Why Venom Snake?
I don't know.
I just saw his dead body fly across my screen. That was so funny.
That was mine.
Sorry. Was it yours?
Yeah. I'm too busy trying to think of Metal Gear.
I just saw woo!
Yeah, I don't know why he's known as Venom Snake. But...
Is he black?
No.
Does he have a white spider thing across his chest?
He's got a red spandex suit and like a spider on his chest.
Does he?
Apparently, yeah.
Awesome.
But I want to know why he's going to be known as Venom Snake, and that's...
Maybe the story will tell you.
And that's why I'm going to get the Phantom Pain. And I'm calling it now. I'm going to say it's going to be the game of the year.
You heard it here, folks.
Heard it here first. That is my... Out of everything that's coming out this year, I think that will be the one. Kojima knows what he's fucking doing.
But he also knows how to make a game 65 hours long.
I know, but that's
that's just video. Never mind the game.
That's what I want, though. I'm fed up of games that last 5 hours, and then you finished it, and they expect you to just play online and stuff. And
Well,
I've never been into that.
Code like 5 hours. Order 1886, which was a game I was thinking, well, that could possibly be good because it's Victorian England and it's still, futuristic
It
hunting
looks
monsters.
interesting, doesn't it?
It does.
But
5 hours.
Oh yeah.
That's literally the campaign. It's 5 hours.
See, so now let's go back to Fallout 3.
Yeah.
When
A game that took you more than 5 hours.
Well, you can make it last as long as you want, can't you?
I think I tried to get done as quick as I could.
Yeah.
And I think it still took me the best part of probably, I don't know, a good total 80, 90 hours, maybe even more.
Just to do like the story.
By the time I did everything that I wanted to do, yeah.
Well, I had zero interest when it came out. I didn't even give it a glance, to be honest. It was like Fallout 3, what's that? Don't care. Because it wasn't Metal Gear, it wasn't Resident Evil, it wasn't wrestling, didn't care. Then I met some strange person in college.
Was he an attractive looking person?
He was a very sexy man, but he was very strange. And then
everyone says I'm strange. I'm not strange. I'm normal. Everyone else is strange.
Yeah, that's true. And I remember this strange man telling me about Fallout 3, and that it was a really good game. And because I was slowly playing more and more games, I wanted to see what it was about. And then at first, it was the same reason because I think it was, you started talking about Borderlands.
Yeah.
And I knew you loved Borderlands.
Oh, I was awesome.
I'd never seen anything of it. I never looked at the internet and stuff for game reviews and stuff. I never bought the magazines to look at.
You just trusted my judgment.
Well, I saw Borderlands and I was like, oh, it looks interesting. The cover looks interesting. And then it was like, it would always say RPG and stuff, and I'd no. Because I would always assume RPG is like Final Fantasy and
Final
stuff.
Fantasy.
And zero interest. And then I'd read a bit more and it would say RPG, shooter, da-da-da. So that shooter, never known to have those two gel together.
Yeah.
So then you would tell me about Borderlands. I still didn't get it for a while. I think I found it for like $5.
You didn't get on Steam first?
No, I got it on the PlayStation first. And then I played it for a bit, and then I sold it because I felt it was too repetitive.
Yeah.
You'd always go the same areas would have all the same enemies that would spawn the same number amount, and it annoyed me.
Yeah. So
I didn't enjoy it anymore. And then there was like it was like £1 on Steam or something, so I got it on there. But then I remember you telling me about Fallout 3, and I ended up getting that on Amazon for like $5. And I couldn't put it down.
Yeah. Because
it was like I'd never played anything like that ever. It had the RPG elements, but not too much of it to make me think, Jesus, no way.
Yeah.
But you could still play it as a shooter, which I liked. I loved the whole open world thing, and I am a sucker for like post-apocalyptic stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, Book of Eli, something like that. I love just seeing that post-apocalyptic. Even Borderlands is the same.
But the thing with Borderlands though, it's the art style.
Yeah,
it's just the cell shaded art style.
Yeah, it's dead smart.
It's smart what they have done. They've done it really smart.
Yeah.
And I think after the Wind Waker, when the Wind Waker came out on the GameCube with the cell shading, everyone jumped on the bandwagon, but then it sort of died out, and they were like, we're bringing it back.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you've got like all the Back to the Future, the Walking Dead, little small games. They're all cell shaded now, and that's because that's on the back of Borderlands. Yeah. Well,
they've even teamed up with Telltale now, haven't they? 2K made the Tales of the Borderlands.
Jeez.
Which I have got on the Xbox, and I I was supposed to start doing a gameplay on it, but I'm still in the middle of bloody Resident Evil 4. I'm at a point now where I'm not enjoying it.
What, 4?
Yeah. It was never my favourite anyway.
You need to finish it.
I need to finish it, but...
You need to finish it so we can do 5 and 6.
I do find it really...
It's the worst in the franchise. Hands down, it's the worst in the franchise.
For me, it's really overrated. It is really overrated.
I think at the time it was novel because you didn't have that isometric you're locked in kind of look. You had the free roam.
Well, times have changed, haven't they?
Yeah.
And they were trying to keep up with the times.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but if there was one franchise that needed to do that, it was Resident Evil. It was. It was. And to be honest, I mean, if I'm being honest, I can't remember. The last time I played 5 was with you, and I can't remember the controls of 5. Even 6, actually. And I can't remember. They're not full 3D roaming, are they? They've still got the forward, left, right turn, haven't they? It's not full 3D, is it?
I think
you can't even fucking remember.
No, I think they might have changed it for 6.
I can't remember.
Well, I'd be surprised if they didn't change it for 6 because it's quite recent.
But it should really be like this. It should really be a full, roaming 3D.
They did it for Revelations. Not on the 3DS because the original 3DS had the one analog stick and it had to be done like 5. I'm sure 5 is the way you're thinking.
Mm-hmm. Where you press up to run forward, but to turn left and right, you actually have to hold left and right, and he turns in a fucking semicircle.
That's definitely the way it is on 5.
Yeah,
and it's the way it is on 4. They changed it. I know they changed it for Revelations. I think they changed it for 6. I'd put money on they changed it for 6. But I am the biggest fan of the original 3. So I would if they made 4 like they did with Code Veronica wasn't the best Resident Evil game.
It was hard though, that was, wasn't it?
It was really hard, but
it was the hardest.
I liked the way it was still tank controls.
Mm-hmm.
But they did modernize it a bit with the panning cameras and stuff.
I never think it's Veronica. I never had the chance to play it because, to be honest, I never had the PlayStation, never had the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
To play them. So
it took me many years to actually finish it.
Yeah.
My cousin had it first on the Dreamcast, and we got to the point where you fight the tyrant on the plane as he's trying to escape the island, and we could never beat him. But we were...
Because it's a tyrant on the plane.
Yeah, but we were about...
It's not like snakes on the plane.
14, 15... Yeah, they no snakes, no Samuel Lemon Jackson.
Oh, goddamn snakes on the goddamn plane.
So we weren't very good at... There's a certain way to play Resident Evil successfully.
Yeah.
You've got to be good at item management, ammo management.
Yeah.
We were fucking awful when we were kids. Fucking awful. I'm now really good at it. I've played through the HD remake twice now. No bother. Played through the first one without dying. And then the second time I did it. Died a couple of times because I did it on the harder mode. But I didn't really have any bother.
Yeah.
So, but that's just years and years and years of playing those same games all the time.
So you kind of knew it inside and out.
So I can see why they changed Resident Evil to modernize it a little bit. Yeah. And I'm not knocking it because Resident Evil 5 is one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
4
We've had some fun.
But the thing is, I played 5 way before I played 4.
Yeah.
Because when I heard about 4 coming out, I sort of thought, what the hell are they doing? I'm not playing that crap.
You one of the fanboys that was butthurt.
Yeah, because 1, 2, and 3, especially 1 and 3, another one that's gonna, make all the fanboys want to kill me. 1 and 3 are my favourites. I think 2's overrated a little bit.
Yeah, but the reason you don't like 2 is fucking Leon.
Well, Leon...
But you don't. Let's not beat around the bush. The reason that you don't like 2 is because you don't like Leon.
He's a big part of it, but I don't mind him in 2. He's another thing they modernised him for, with that stupid emo-ish hair.
Hey, that was big in them times, mate.
I know, but why did they have to give it to Leon? At least all they did with Chris in 5 was make him super buff.
Well, the thing is, Leon was kind of a poster boy one. He was a pretty boy, so like the emo thing was what's going with the hair and that sort of stuff. Of course, that's what they were going to do.
But anyway, we've gone way off topic again.
I know.
Right, we're 36 minutes into this.
That's fine. We'll just do this topic.
And we haven't talked about Fallout 4.
No.
So, we both love Fallout 3.
Yes.
With
established.
With Fallout 4, do you want it? Not necessarily like New Vegas did, where it's like an exact replica. Do you want it to just be the same thing, or do you want them to add little things, or?
Are you going to visit the Vista?
No, I'm too busy just killing things.
Fuck's sake,
I can't think and talk at the same time. I'm just killing things.
Christ,
I don't even think I've got this bounty.
The Vista one?
The Venus.
Oh no, you've not. This is from last night. This is from yesterday. I'm still doing the stuff from yesterday.
Yeah, that's fine.
We've got a whole other video of today's ones to do.
Well, online features is the main thing. Does Fallout 4 need online features? Yes or no?
I would like to say yes, but because of what we're playing now.
Yeah. Well,
because Destiny is an online game. Essentially, it's a futuristic Fallout.
Yeah.
In a sense, it's post-apocalyptic world.
Apocalyptic.
Apocalyptic.
Helicopters.
Apocalyptic. No, but it is. The world's gone tits up.
Yeah. Well, there's no sign of mankind in any of these places, is there?
Exactly.
Except for the Guardians.
Yeah. But they could essentially do a game online like this, where the only problem is you would have to remove the VATS.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't work otherwise, would it?
It wouldn't work. Yeah, it wouldn't work because obviously, like when you use VATS, time stands still, so you can pick off your target and that sort of stuff.
Unless the poor sod on the other hand has to suffer the fact that you're in VATS.
Yeah. Well, no, not VATS again. But no, it would. If you had an open world where you could have like 16 people in the world,
yeah,
and you were all exploring it together,
yeah,
that would be quite good, and you can do the missions, kind of like Borderlands.
Yeah,
Borderlands have done online, right? The only problem I find with Borderlands online is if you join a game and the guy's done the missions, say he's like 4 or 5 missions ahead of you,
yeah,
and you do the mission that he's on, you will automatically skip those missions.
All right.
The missions that you're doing, you'll get you won't get any XP for it or anything like that. They'll just be done because you've joined a guy that's done them. Because that's what happened with me on 2. I thought I'd go play online with everyone, and I missed out. I think a good quarter of the game.
Okay.
When you go to Brick, and he asks you to do some stuff.
Oh yeah.
He asked me to do this stuff, and then all of a sudden he's part of the team.
Yeah.
After I joined the guys online, and I was like, I haven't got a fucking clue what his part of the story is, to be honest.
Yeah.
But if they did do it, if they did online, I would like it to be like Destiny in the sense that there's more than one person, but they would have to sort the VATS out. I mean, you could have the VATS in single player, by all means. That would in the story, but online, you couldn't really get away with VATS. But I mean. I don't want it to be like another.
There's invisible enemies shooting at me, by the way.
Are they?
I can't see anything. There's nothing there.
But I don't want it to be like Fallout 3, because I mean Fallout 3 was essentially a 3D version of Fallout 1 and 2 put together.
Yeah. And
it was like more or less the same sort of story, same sort of missions, and then Vegas came along and it was all just
New Vegas, baby.
But I would like to be something completely different to Fallout 3. And I know a lot of people will be like, oh, but you can't have Fallout in the post-apocalyptic world, blah 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 blah. And it's like, but you can, they've done that with 3.
Yeah.
They need to do something else, something different. Make it keep it the exact same principles the same, but they need to do something drastically different. That's what I think. That's why they need to do something different, completely different to 3. Not just use 3 and add new stuff to it, and new elements, and they need to do a whole new setting, a whole new it could be even in the future, sort of thing, something like that, rather than back stuck in the 50s after a nuclear war, sort of.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if they did.
It wouldn't surprise me if they kept it the same.
It is going to be the same. I can guarantee you it's going to be the same, because they made millions of monies with Fallout 3.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make more millions of monies, you make Fallout 3 again, but in Hater Adira. And I think that's what it's going to be, just to appease the fans. Because everyone wants Fallout 4.
Yeah, no, and I'm not denying that, because I'd buy it as well.
Yeah,
because how much fun I'll have with 3.
Well, they all want it because of Fallout 3, because Fallout 3 was so good. They just want another adventure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you're going to get. The whole talk is that it's going to be set in Boston. Fair enough. If they can do something good with Boston, it's a bit of a strange one for me.
Yeah,
I found that very odd.
It wasn't Fallout 3. Was it Fallout 3 Washington?
Yeah, the capital wasteland.
Yeah.
But I think New Vegas.
Well, if you were going to do something else, right? They've done New Vegas, which is about Vegas, blah.
Yeah.
If they were going to do Fallout 4, you'd do New York.
That's the obvious one,
somewhere more iconic than fucking
New York.
Boston.
You think New York or LA or somewhere like that?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Unless it's too obvious for them. They want to do something that is something different. If they could do something good with Boston, friggin'.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
Fair play to them.
Going on,
but I mean,
Steph's mum and dad go Boston sort of every other year.
Yeah.
And they love it, but I mean, there's.
Well, as far as I know,
a couple of buildings.
The only good things to come out of Boston is the ice hockey team and Cheers. So I don't really know what they can do.
The only other thing that came good out of Boston, well, it actually didn't even come out of Boston, it went into Boston, was our tea.
Well,
it was the English.
But we don't really know. We don't know if it's actually going to be announced. It's all speculation.
Well, like I say, if you've only got an hour segment, and to be honest, they've got loads of other things going on at the minute.
Well,
like I said earlier, it'll be a case of you're gonna have to take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
That this is solely for Fallout 4. I would like to think that it would be, but at the same time, you've got to have your reservations because.
Well, as much as I want Fallout 4, when we get the document back up, there are other things that they could announce, and I would be happy if they announced. Doom's already been announced, a new Doom.
They do Doom now?
Well, it's Bethesda are part of it. I think it's still id Software. Yeah. I think it's still theirs. So I would be surprised.
Yeah.
But I mean, they did. Was it QuakeCon a few months ago, and they did a thing about Doom?
Yeah.
There was like a behind closed doors thing, I think, with Doom.
Right.
So I'd be surprised if it was anything to do with Doom. But they might give you a teaser of something. And I'd be happy with that. I'm still waiting for my friggin' beta thing that I got for Wolfenstein.
I was going to say from the thing you bought.
Which is another thing, I think it's too soon.
Wolfenstein.
Yeah, they might. Wolfenstein was a big hit.
Wolfenstein should have stayed back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Did you play the New Order?
No.
Honestly, mate, awesome. So it's just a fun Nazi killing game. There were little bits that I thought were a bit dumb, and I wouldn't have done it that way. But overall, when I finished it, I thought, friggin' hell, that was good. It was just because.
But the first Wolfenstein that came out wasn't exactly.
First
like
Wolfenstein.
The first Wolfenstein that was recently.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, came out when they re-announced. I can't remember what it's called.
The electric zombie thing.
Yeah, I mean that was panned.
Yeah.
And you kind of think to yourself, if you're going to bring a game as iconic as Wolfenstein, one of the first person shooting games, You should have taken a lot of bills. I suppose we can go down this argument with fucking Duke Nukem.
Yeah. Well,
we were so excited. We were so excited, you and me,
I know, yeah.
at college. Absolutely, cannot wait. I got duped into buying fucking the special edition with the statue and the fucking Vegas chips.
Yeah.
For an extra 40 quid. And I just...
I'll you know I actually like it. Not, oh my god, it's Duke Nukem. I did enjoy it. When I played through the campaign, I did enjoy a bit of it.
For me, it was the same as the Duke Nukem on the N64. Had the same, it was fair. Right, the story mode, like some of it, like where he's all famous and all that sort of stuff, and blah blah blah.
It's just going on from where 3D ended, isn't it? That's
yeah. But it's also like the fact that it's the same. When you played the one on the N64, it kind of had like the same sort of area settings and the same sort of level design. There was only like little bits and bobs that were added in, like the truck where you're driving the fucking monster truck.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only bit that seems to be extra compared to the 64 version.
I would argue with your argument now.
Okay.
I don't think it was close enough to the 64 or the 3D version, because they did they ruined it with one thing. One thing ruined the whole game. Health regeneration. That was bringing it. That was making it a Call of Duty-ish game for me.
Yeah, but all first-person shooter games now have health regeneration.
I know, and
it's a staple. It's a staple of video games now, mate. And you're not gonna find a game that you need to go and eat a cheeseburger to regain health. You're not anymore.
Have they not remade Streets of Rage 2 yet? Where you eat loads of chicken.
when you eat salmonella off the street in a bin.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately not, mate.
Yeah. I liked Wolfenstein a lot, and I would recommend, if you found it cheap, just give it a try, mate. You'd fucking love it.
And the thing is, nowadays, I've not got the time.
Yeah.
I'm at that age now where like I've actually got
responsibility.
I've got a career.
Yeah.
I've got a career now, and it's a pile of pish. And
that's why I'm trying to get one through YouTube.
But yeah, it's I've got a career, and when I come home, it's a fucking stressful job. And the last thing, I don't have enough time. The only time I have to play is like now today when I'm on late. I have this small 10 till 2 segment to play, and I spend most of my time playing with you.
Yeah.
If there's a game, I don't want a game that I can't play with you socially, because this is the only time that we sort of like get to actually play together and actually have
Hence Destiny.
But yeah, well, I think Destiny is the perfect game because we can just do.
And you can just
what we need to do, and we can just chill and just play together and just have a laugh at it.
Yeah, and
there's loads of stuff every day that need to get done.
Well, as much as people diss it for some reason, I still don't know why people diss it, but it is, to me, it is the perfect rinse and repeat game.
Oh yeah.
Because there's not many games I will keep coming back to.
Yeah.
And it did help when I had a big patch away from this.
Yeah.
That you kept going through.
You hated it for a bit, and you were like, I'm not playing it. It's
yeah,
crap.
I got fed up.
Yeah, but
then they brought out The Dark Below,
mm-hmm.
and that was sort of a nice way for me to come back into it. They gave a few new things, to gel me back into it. Whereas I could have just come back into it and done the same things again, and I just didn't enjoy it. But around that time, I think The Evil Within had come out, which is another Bethesda one.
Yeah,
that could. I don't think it will. I would love it if Evil Within 2 was announced. But that.
Well, you never know because it did well.
And then Alien as well. I got Alien Isolation, another amazing game.
Yeah.
And recently,
which we'll talk about shortly.
Well,
I think we'll end this one here on this whole Bethesda route down memory lane sort of and we'll finish this one as it is,
Yeah.
and we'll just start a second one right now.
Okay.
So you can do a nice little outro.
Outro. As I. That's the bongo drums.
The bongo drums. Nice.
So just quick recap.
Quick summary.
Bethesda hosting the event.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think they're going to announce Fallout 4?
Yes, but I'm not being hopeful.
Do you think they are going to? I think they will. Hand on heart, I think they are finally going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to do it. Do you think there will be an online feature like Destiny?
If they were going to do it, I would like it to be like Destiny.
Or
Borderlands. Those two games are the only two games that I think have got online right.
Yeah, I don't think you'll get online features.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. I'm not having my hopes up for it. But if they were going to keep in with everything else that's been going on, they would need to consider it.
Well, the Fallout 3 could never work online.
No, but that's what we were saying before, though. Is because that's what I'm saying. They would have to think of some of the VATs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They would have to sort something out with that.
But
I mean, like I say, in the story mode they could keep it. In online mode they would just not use it.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll hear anything from Doom?
Well, I'm not Doom's biggest follower anymore, so I don't know how well it's been doing. But I mean, it's a staple game that always sells.
Yeah.
It's a staple game that always sells, so I can't see not.
I'd love to hear more from Doom, because I love all Doom games. I love 3. I've got the BFG one. I still need to actually play through it on the PlayStation.
The BIFC.
I played through it on the PC and I loved it. I got it cheap on the PlayStation. I don't think we'll hear anything from Doom.
No.
I think that's going to be its own separate thing, and it was done at QuakeCon. Dishonored 2. Did you ever play Dishonored?
No, but my mate actually worked on the soundtrack for Dishonored.
Oh yeah, you said, didn't you?
Yeah. Matt.
I think there is a good chance it could be Dishonored 2 over Bethesda.
Wasn't Dishonored panned though?
No.
Was it not?
No.
I thought it was a panned initially.
No. I don't.
Okay.
I heard only good things about it, which is why I got it, and it is very good. I've still yet to finish it. I think I must be on the last mission, but it's a little too much for my head to tolerate.
Okay.
Because I've never been one for magic and guns and magic.
Sac magique.
Yeah, I'd rather just one or the other.
Yeah.
Which is why the next one, Elder Scrolls 6. It's been a long time since Skyrim came out.
It has been a long time. And I've still not finished it.
See, again with Skyrim, they give you magic and magic and weapons. To be honest, the weapon it's physical weapons or it's magic, and you choose. You don't have to have both. You can choose. Yeah, but it was still too much for me to. Fallout, you just got a bunch of guns.
Yeah.
Or you can get a baseball bat.
I loved Skyrim, and my mate Dan, when I was living with him, he loved it and he played it, and I think he played it more than I played Fallout 3.
Yeah.
He played it. I think he probably put in a best part of 200-300 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Aye, and he raped and pillaged everything from the top of the map down to the bottom. If there was something he could steal, he stole it.
Yeah.
And in his house was literally, he had like sections just full of stuff, full of potions that he stole, full of just random items that he stole. And then I got it for cheap, I think 20 quid, and I got the DLC for it, and I've probably spent the best part of about 30 hours into it. And it's great, it's an awesome game, but it just didn't. It never caught me like Fallout did. But the thing is, that the same thing might happen in a couple of years. I might go back to it like I did with Fallout 3, give it a couple of years and go back and think, fucking, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, because Elder Scrolls, well, it's number 6, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? There's not many franchises now get up to 6 games.
Resident Evil.
Well, Resident Evil, Elder Scrolls, you could count Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I can't think of any others that have. I mean,
Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero is not really a game in that sense. That
No, but they did a Metallica one, and that's good enough for me.
They did. I mean, you class the Super Mario stuff, but I mean that's not really. It's not called Super Mario 6. If you know, it's yeah. I mean, they should do. They should do. Wolfenstein.
Yeah, Wolfenstein.
Meh.
I don't think they will. I think if they, I don't think they will make another one.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say just leave it as it was. It was a good sort of. It was a good way to sort of end the franchise.
Yeah.
It wouldn't bother me if they didn't make a new one. I'm not in any rush.
Yeah.
So I don't think they will.
Aye. And then Evil
Within 2. I would love it. I don't.
Well, I mean, it sold well, but I think it only came out last year, didn't it? So
yeah, and it wasn't greatly received, like everyone thought it would.
I thought everyone liked it.
It's one of those people will tell you it's good,
mm-hmm.
but they won't say they'll say yeah it's good, but
it's good.
Yeah, but and I'm sort of along the lines of that, but because the only things that will tend to scare me these days are video games.
Yeah.
Films don't scare me anymore. I don't know why I don't get scared by films. I always find video games way scarier.
Because it's predictable.
Yeah, and you're involved in video games.
Yeah.
And the way they were hyping up Evil Within, I thought I was going to be terrified.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. But I still enjoyed it. It does suffer from the same thing as like The Last of Us, where towards the end of the game you have got a full arsenal on you, and you don't feel useless anymore.
Yeah. Which
ruins the game a little bit. Yeah. And then when you finish the game, they give you even more goodies, so that when you start the next playthrough, you got yourself a rocket launcher and a machine gun, and then you're fine.
Yeah. I like how this outro's taken 10 minutes.
I know, yeah, but still, I've still got 3 minutes. So, I would love Evil Within 2.
Okay.
And I think they should chill with the guns and stuff.
Chill with them guns, bitches.
At the start of the game, you are very limited to your ammo and stuff, like Dead Space, and that's why I love Dead Space.
I've still not played that yet.
Dead Space, you get 4 slots for weapons.
Yeah.
When I first played Dead Space, one of the trophies you get for Dead Space 1 is to finish the whole game with just the plasma cutter, which is the first gun you get. It is the equivalent to a pistol in every video game.
Yeah.
Finish the game using only that, and that's what I did. It wasn't super hard, but you do bulk it up to a pretty powerful weapon.
Yeah.
But that's towards the end of the game when you need that power, because the enemies get that much stronger, so it doesn't feel like you're overpowered. And then since then, I've pretty much played 2 and 3 in that same sort of way. With the puny gun, I'll try and bulk it up a little. I might get, for something like 3, you need the other guns, because they did the whole crafting system, which is not great. It's good, but it's not great. And that's another thing we need to play.
It is. But again, you've been telling me to play 1 and 2 before I play 3, but I might just sit down and play 3 with you and be like, you can just tell me.
I'll tell you.
Just explain shit.
Yeah, because you won't understand the start. You won't understand the story at all, because you kind of need the first 2 for the story.
Right, exactly.
But they're 3 of my favourite ever games.
Okay.
And we're about to hit the hour, so
yeah. And
Fallout 4, yay!
Maybe.
Nay?
B?
I want Fallout 4! I really
Everyone wants Fallout 4, but you've got to you need to take it with a pinch of salt that it might not come.
It might not come, and it will very likely not be what people want.
Exactly.
But we'll always have Fallout 3! Happy days!
Sunday, Monday, happy days!
So that's that. Thank you for listening to our podcast.
We just on a side note, we had like at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other topics to talk about. We just talk about one.
Yeah, so. I never thought we'd actually last the whole hour talking. Well, we didn't even talk about Fallout. We keep going off on a tangent
about everything else.
Talking about my childhood and friggin' Resident Evil and
in college. Do you remember in college when we had Fallout 3 and we were trying to install it on our laptops with mods? Do you remember that?
We probably tried installing. I couldn't run anything on my little laptop though, could I?
I know.
But that's how we discovered Saints Row 3.
That is true.
With legal download of Saints Row 3. But I've since bought it.
That's how the videos were made, with bought versions.
Yeah. Well, they are.
They are. No, they are. Yeah.
We're just gonna.
Saints Row 3 was awesome, actually.
We're getting cheap.
We are getting cheap because we wouldn't pay fucking £35 for that now.
Yeah, but I wouldn't pay £35 for it. Anyway,
we paid £45 for 4. That's all I'm saying.
That is the end of this podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for tolerating us. Please,
we're gonna do another one now.
Please like and subscribe this podcast while we go and get ready to do the next one, where we'll have to talk about the other things that we were supposed to talk about. Bye.
Bye. Do you want to own Sanchez? I'm sure I own Sanchez.
I'm gonna get the Sasquatch.
Okay then.
I got the Sasquatch.
Oh, you fuckhead.
Just take my word for it. Filling out the numbers.